In this episode, I'm going to cover why being a certified detailer or an authorized detailer for ceramic coatings isn't something you should really focus on if you want to grow your business. And if you do actually want to start and grow your business, then one of the best ways to do that is to listen to other experts and how they grew their business in different industries. So I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor Jobber with their new podcast, the Masters of Home Service podcast. You can click the link down below to give it a listen, but it's cool to hear how other business owners in other industries operate their business. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started with this episode.
Welcome back to the Detailing Business Class podcast, where you'll learn proven tactics and strategies on sales, marketing, and operations to grow your business. I'm your host, Oscar Gill, and my goal is to elevate you as a detailer and business owner to the next level.
So today we're going to talk about certifications and being authorized installers. Now, those are two different things, but they kind of have a same relation to how some detailers look at it in their business. So we'll start off with certifications. So a certification, in terms of what I'm looking at, is like you go get trained, 2-day class, 5-day class, 1-day class, and you'll get a certificate at the end of the training. Now, 99.9% of these, 99.9% of the trainings that you'll get, as far as the certification part of it, means nothing. And means nothing as far as like, it's not like it's accredited, right? Like if you go to, I don't know, if you go to school, right? And like you get a degree and that counts towards a bigger degree, and you know, you can use that degree to apply it to your next step in whatever career you're trying to take. Like, you know, that makes sense. But in the perspective of you go to get trained at, you know, detail groove training at a 2-day training here, we don't have it, but at a 2-day training here, and I give you a piece of paper, that paper has no bearing, has no meaning. And I mean, another thing that's closely associated, I mean, some people might argue this, but another example to this is the for mechanics, what's it called, ASC certifications, where I think that's like the gold standard in the auto mechanic industry, where you're ASC certified, right? And they have different tiers and classes or whatever that you can get. Now, personally, me, I have never in the last 10 years that I've ever gone to a mechanic shop, and I usually go to the same mechanic or mechanic shop. I've never asked anyone if they are ASC certified. I've never asked for their experience. I've never asked for anything, because when I go to a mechanic shop and I go to the brand mechanic shop that I go to, it's like I trust them because like the experience that I've had with them, their reviews, how they conduct themselves, how they talk with you, how they like how just thorough they are with their entire process. So whether I see an ASC certification or whether I see whatever, it's like that has no bearing on me paying them and trusting them with my vehicle to get it done right. I don't know what tools the mechanics use. I don't know how long the mechanic has been working. I don't know, like, you know, these aren't things that I look at. And I think that's if you're doing things right, that's how most customers are going to deal with your business, right? Just look at yourself. Like when you go to any restaurant, when you go to wherever, like you ask, hey, how long has that chef been cooking? Hey, how long has that staff line cook been working? Like, no, if the restaurant or wherever the establishment, if they're reputable, if you have prior experience with them, if they come highly recommended, if you see that they have a bunch of 5-star reviews, if you look on their Instagram or TikTok page and things look very appealing and it looks like people are there and people are having a good time, like those things influence your purchase more so than like, here's a piece of paper. So for detailers, I would not put any emphasis on getting a piece of paper saying, hey, I'm a professional detailer. Now, again, I always say this with a caveat of there's a difference between getting trained because you want to improve your skill and get more experience, and then there's you go to get trained because you want a piece of paper that tells you you're now a professional detailer, right? So if you're strictly going because you want to get better, you want to improve your skills, right? You want to get more experience and you want to hone in on your skills, yes, absolutely, that's fine. Go pay, go to whatever class, like, yes. But if in the back of your head you're saying, well, I want to start this business or I want to offer this service, but I need to get a piece of paper that tells me that I'm a professional now or that I'm able to do it now. That's where you need to draw the line. Because again, 99.9% of all certificates, right, are worthless. They mean nothing. I can literally just print one out, and that's what everyone does. Every brand, every detailer, every trainer, they just print a piece of paper out. There's no weight to it. So if you're going to get better, to get trained, I just to improve your skill, I highly agree with that. Now, again, like we can get into the topic of like, well, when do you actually do that, right? If you have no customers, no experience, would I recommend you go and get trained? No, like get some experience, get some customers, like, get some reps in before you go pay to go get trained. And again, like we're not against it. Like we sent Angel to Jay the Wrap Specialist for a 2-day vinyl wrap training class. That was $1,750. And then we sent Angel again to Chicago at Chicago Auto Pros for PPF training, and that was a 2-day class. And we had to pay $2,000 for the founding member film that we're part of, that plaque back there. That's right there. And we were able to send Angel to get trained. So we're not against training. Now, again, like if we get a certificate from any of those places, if there's any paper, I don't care about that. If Angel wants to keep it, he can keep it. If Lex wants to keep his, he can keep it. But like I'm not gonna. If there's ever a customer that comes into our shop, I am never going to put an emphasis and say, oh, well, look at that piece of paper. Oh, look at that training. Like, because I want to put all the value and weight on me, on our business, on what we do, on our staff, on our skill, on our experience, on our reviews. I want customers to come here and say, oh, well, I'm coming to Oscar. I'm coming to the business because they look professional, because they're professional, because they do great work, because they have great reviews. Not, oh, well, look at him and all the certification that he has, on his wall, right? So again, like for us personally, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have if you want to count them, like we have 4 or 5 certifications that we could like display, right? We have one from IICRC for smoke odor removal and remedy. We have one from Jay the Wrap. I don't know if we have one from Car Supplies Warehouse. I'm Chicago Auto Pros. Mine when I went to Shine Supply in 2014 with Jeremy Stevens. I'm pretty sure we have another one somewhere. But anyways, like, have I ever once brought any of these 4 up to the customer? Absolutely not. Because again, the value is in what we do and how we operate and what we do. I do not care about a piece of paper. And the same thing equally somewhat kind of goes to ceramic coatings as well. So there's a ton of ceramic coating options in the market, right? From, your DIY, tiered category of ceramic coatings to your pro rated ceramic coatings. So to me, we've never been a authorized ceramic installer. We've never signed up for a program, for a network, for a dealer. Like we've never done that, and I don't think we'll ever do that. If we're using a brand right now that we enjoy, and then they offer and create a dealer network or an authorized network where like you have to apply and like there's only a certain amount of installers, we would stop using that brand, because I do not agree in any way, shape, or form of creating authorized dealerships or anything like that. Because what is the point of that? For one, I like where, as far as just the coatings themselves, where is the definitive proof that one is better than the other? You can make any claims, right? Whatever a brand says, always take it with a grain of salt, right? Because obviously, if there's brand, and this is no brand in particular, this is just as a whole, what I see is if brand A says our DIY entry-level coatings are XYZ, and that's good for 1 or 2 years. But if you want a pro grade ceramic coating, that's for our authorized ceramic coating program, and that one lasts 7 to 8 years, and you apply differently than the entry level one, right? Obviously, it sounds great. It sounds like, oh yeah, there's a difference, but like, can you actually prove that? And you can say, well, yeah, well, I installed the water beading. That's also opinion. Like, there's no objective way to say, oh yeah, that one is by this degree that much better than that one, right? And don't get me wrong, are there things in the ceramic coating that make it different? Yes. Is there one that's better than the other? Yes. But I'm saying, like, objectively, like, can you actually like pre-workouts, right? You can look at the ingredients and say, okay, for my goals, for what I want to accomplish, this profile of ingredients doesn't really tailor to what I want, right? And most people are just gonna look at the caffeine. But if you know the ingredients you're looking at, I don't. I know some of them, not all of them. But if you're looking at the ingredients profile, you're like, okay, yeah, for my goals, for what I do, for the flavor, for the performance attributes that I want, this type of pre-workout is not for me. Let me go look at this. Okay, see, this one's better. So you can actually look at the ingredients, the dosages, and see like, okay, which one do I do? What do I need from this, right? If you look at hydration packets or hydration, right? You can look at the content, at the ingredients, and say, okay, what is the main thing that I'm getting from this hydration packet, hydration drink, right? Is it something that fits what I need? So there's like an actual difference in terms of like what ingredients is in there. Is there in any way that you can prove that same level of like what's in there with not just coating, literally any brand, all-purpose cleaner, car soap, ceramic coating, glass cleaner? Like, how can you in any way actually look at the back of the ingredients and say, okay, yeah, I don't really need that one. I need something more like this, right? Of course, there's differences in you know, clay lube versus a SiO2, you know, spray wax. Like there's a difference there, right? Because they're two different types of products. But you look at, you know, clay lube to clay lube, glass cleaner to glass cleaner. Like, can you really tell the difference? Do you really know what is like, which one really makes more sense? No. So when it comes to ceramic coating, it's like, how do you actually know that they're different, right? I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying like to an order of magnitude where they can actually back up what they're claiming doesn't make a difference. Like how many times have you heard of a ceramic coating brand, a new one comes out, right? And the it's like the founder tested every ceramic coating available, and he finally created one that does what it's supposed to do. Or he tested it against every ceramic coating brand, and his beat out everyone. And it's like, yeah, of course, right? Of course, of course, the founder internally tested all the ceramic coating brands, and of course, his brand was the one that outbeat everyone, right? Like, big shocker there, you know. And who would have guessed that an internal testing that was not really like documented or displayed, his coating is the one that beat everyone, right? And again, maybe it did, but like, then you can look at, okay, well, what are the conditions, right? Does this brand yield better to cold conditions? Does this one to hot conditions? Was the vehicle garage kept? Was it outside? Was it maintained? Like, so there's so many questions of like, anyone can come out and claim, oh yeah, well, this one is so much better because this, but there's no like actual definitive like, oh, backing it up, this is why it's better. A lot of things that are said as like, oh, that's why it's better, it's still just subjective, right? I can say that our car soap, right, from Proper Care, our car soap, like I can make claims of saying why one is so much better and why it outbeats all the competition, and I can give you some like lingo terms of the chemistry or throw some just jargon words at you, and it sounds, oh, well, that kind of makes sense, but like that's still just subjective. Like I didn't give you any like concrete facts about what's what, so. Yeah, so what else? We just use, like right now we're just using a Shine Supply Beadlock Pro. That's our coating of choice. And the big thing with the ceramic coating is that like a lot of it is like they market it towards, hey, we're gonna help you grow your business. We're gonna help you get more customers. We're gonna help you really you know, like own your own your market in your area. So it might be like, you know, no other installer will be within 5 miles or 8 miles. You know, we're gonna make sure that your shop is clean. That we're gonna make sure that, you know, only very professionals are dealing with our kind of our in our program. And it's like I cannot see in any way to ever do that with any brand ever. Like when we were dealing with XPEL, and I was talking to them about being a vinyl wrap installer with them. PPF. A PPF installer. Some of the things that they're telling me, I was like, bro, are you kidding me? Like, this is what people go through? Like, you're telling me right now, all the PPF installers and detailers are okay with all this that you're telling me right now? And with that, I was like, bro, I'm not ever contacting XPEL again, because that was like, and then this is like aside the fact, like the dude's attitude was just so like, you know, like, you know, you're listening to me because I control this. So for instance, like with XPEL, it was like, you have to, like, they'll come inspect your shop, right? I was like, all right, well, no, right? Like, I'm not here to please someone, right? Like, I don't have to go to iPhone, or Apple or Android, and tell them how I'm going to use my phone. It's like, I'm going to buy it. I can use it however I want, right? If I go buy a 4Runner, so the dealership's not saying, hey, well, if you purchase it, you can't put, new wheels on it. It's like, well, you would never allow that, right? Now that's a whole different story about how that's actually changing and the right to repair and all that stuff, but that's for a topic completely different. But it's like, yeah, like, of course you would never allow that, right? You wouldn't allow someone like the brand to tell you how you can use your property, or how you can use your, of what you own. So when, Expel's like, hey, so, we're going to go inspect your shop, make sure it's clean. We'll check if there's, anyone within 5 miles of you. You have to order this minimum quantity. I was like, as he was telling me that, I was like, are you serious? Like, you're telling me every PPF installer and detailer is okay with all this? So that's why we didn't go with them. I do not recommend you go with that at all. Right now we're using Optical for our film. Lumar is actually a good choice as well. That we've spoken to. We're not a dealer with them yet. We're a dealer with, we're not a dealer, but we are using Optical. But anyways, so same thing there of like, if a ceramic coating brand is having all that mumbo jumbo there, like I wouldn't do it. One, they're not going to get you customers. They're not going to get you clients, right? Again, going back to the same thing of certifications, to where if you want to grow your business, if you want to make more money, if you want to get more clients, it is on you. It's not on a certification. It's not on being an authorized dealer. It's not being an authorized ceramic installer. Like, that does not matter, right? You market your business. You attract the right kind of customers. It's on you to sell your services and your products, and you as a brand. Like, it's on you. We don't promote or advertise what ceramic coating brand we use. We don't promote what vinyl film we use. We don't advertise or promote what PPF film we use. Like, we don't mention that to the customer at all. Now, if they ask, of course, we're going to break everything down. But that goes back to, like, because we're professionals, we're going to break everything down. We're going to share everything. We're going to be very transparent with the pricing, with the hours, with the material, with the results that we can get. Like, but that's on us, right? So with, I already lost my train of thought. But anyways, so whenever you're working with ceramic coatings and they're saying, like, we're going to get you customers, we're going to, help you grow your business. It's like, don't believe that, right? If you're struggling with your business, signing up to become a ceramic coating installer through some program, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to help you, right? It's not going to be the answer to your problems. The answer to your problems, if you want to make more money and get more customers, is literally market your services. SEO, search engine optimization, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, posting on TikTok, posting on Twitter, posting on Instagram, posting on YouTube. Like, that's what actively grows your business, right? Not becoming a authorized installer. And again, there's probably plenty of authorized installers that are struggling to get customers and make money, right? Then there's plenty of other detailers out there that are not authorized installers that are fully booked out with $1,000 plus jobs because they're focusing on the right thing. So when it comes to growing your business and like ceramic coating installers, when you're getting authorized, it's not going to do anything for you. And again, I'm not trying to specifically point out one brand. It's like as a whole, right? And if you're not familiar with the right to repair movement, like it kind of aligns with that a bit. So I highly recommend if you have no idea what that is, just do some basic Google, YouTube research on what the right to repair is, and hopefully you'll be able to see how that links up to what I'm referring to as with the ceramic coating installer authorization stuff. Because again, like, you're in business because you want to run your own business. You want to be in control of your life, your business, the decisions that you make. And when you are working with when you're in a ceramic coating program and they're like, yeah, you have to, your shop has to be like this. No one's going to be within this range. Like, there's a minimum product order you have to put in. Like, what it's like, you're now running your business to please the brand versus just trying to run your business to grow and make money, right? That's another thing that I saw with XPEL of like, when we were talking, I was like, buddy, it sounds like I just need to please you now. It sounds like you are the one that controls everything. And the problem with that, when you're in a program like that and you have to abide by their rules and their regulations and their criteria for what they set out for you, is that on that same note, if you don't reach them, it's like, all right, well, you're kicked out, right? Again, I'm not speaking for every single one. There's different requirements for everything, but I'm just saying, a lot of times, like you're working for a brand, you're trying to make them happy, you're trying to do your best, and then maybe they make a policy change, maybe there's maybe there's a change in whatever, and they're like, hey, actually, you know what? Because our new policy update, like we're actually gonna have to reduce your what, like I don't know, just making up an example, but I'm saying it goes to further my point of like you might not be as much you might not be in control as much as you think you are when you're in these kind of programs. Again, if you go research and look into the right to repair movement, and you look at the different industries that it is affecting and how that affects small business owners and independent repair shops and all this stuff, like you will see how like where this perspective is coming from. So it's not a unique perspective. This is from looking at like a medical repair industry, or a phone repair industry, or dealerships, or automakers. Like this all falls within the same category of like don't work just to please someone, and when you purchase something, like it's your purchase, right? Like if you, as I'm saying, like if there's ever a brand that like we're using and then they turn into a ceramic coating network thing, we're done. Like that's it. We're just not gonna use it. That's it. If 3M turns into like, hey, only authorized vinyl wrap installers can use this, all right, bet. Like we're no longer using 3M like that. Just because like I don't agree with that. So I'll go ahead and end the episode right there. Let me know what you think over on Instagram if you want to shoot me over a DM. Or leave a comment somewhere. So that just to hear your opinions on this. If I'll make another episode regarding the right to repair if you guys are interested in that. But again, I do highly recommend you kind of read up on that, or on YouTube, just watch some videos or read up on how that affects many industries and how you can kind of see how it's expanding into many other industries. So thank you very much. I'll talk to you on the next one.